Welcome back to Beyond the Battlefield, the space where the battlefield of Kurukshetra meets the boardroom, the startup garage, and the inner struggles of our modern lives. Today's episode begins, not with Arjun's bow, but with a CEO's pen. Picture this, a global CEO admired for decades. Suddenly at the center of scandal. The news flashes everywhere. Legacy destroyed overnight. But the truth is, collapse doesn't happen overnight. It begins much earlier, quietly, invisibly.
This CEO, let's call him Rohan. Rohan built his empire with brilliance, discipline, and vision. But slowly, cracks appeared. He spent sleepless nights contemplating competitors' moves, scrolling through market reports, obsessing over valuations. That contemplation turned into attachment. I must stay ahead. I must prove I am the best. From attachment came desire, restless, relentless. From desire, when results delayed, came anger at employees, at critics, even at himself. And from anger came delusion. He forgot his original vision. He forgot the values that once inspired trust. Finally, with memory gone, wisdom collapsed. A hasty deal, a rash decision, and the empire crumbled.
An empire didn't collapse because of the market. It collapsed because of the mind. Let's begin with verses 62 and 63. While contemplating sense objects, a person develops attachment to them. From attachment arises desire, and from desire, anger is born. From anger arises delusion. From delusion comes loss of memory. From loss of memory, the intellect is destroyed. And with the intellect destroyed, one perishes.
Jessica, these two verses are like a map of the human downfall. Krishna is giving us the entire chain, step by step. It doesn't begin with failure or even with desire. It begins with something so small, so subtle, that most people don't even notice. Contemplation.
Contemplation? You mean just thinking?
Yes. The mind keeps circling around something, an object, a memory, a craving, an image. The more we dwell, the deeper it sinks. This is dhyana, not meditation in the spiritual sense, but obsessive meditation on objects. From this dwelling arises attachment. The feeling of this belongs to me, or I cannot live without it.
So it's like the mind silently glues itself to what it keeps repeating.
Exactly. From attachment naturally comes desire, a restless urge. I must have this, I must experience this. And the moment that desire is blocked, anger arises.
So anger isn't random. It's born from a chain.
Yes, anger is the visible fire, but its roots are underground, in repeated contemplation. Krishna then takes us further. From anger comes delusion, confusion. From delusion comes the loss of memory. Not memory of phone numbers or addresses, but memory of the soul, of wisdom, of values. With memory loss happens the destruction of intellect, discernment collapses. And with judgment gone, the person, the leader, the family, the organization, all collapse.
It's terrifying because it feels so real. I can see this happening in myself sometimes. A thought circles, grows into craving, frustration, and suddenly I'm making decisions I regret.
Exactly. The warning is clear. Catch the chain early. If you wait till anger, the fall has already begun.
Anchor when I hear this chain. I can't help but think of leaders today. How often do we see someone at the top, admired for years, suddenly fall?
Yes, and if you look closely, it never starts with the scandal itself. It starts with the inner spiral. Take a startup founder. He keeps contemplating his competitors, their valuations, their recognition. Slowly, he grows attached. I must prove myself bigger. That becomes restless desire. When results don't match, anger arises against investors, against employees. Anger clouds judgment. He lashes out, makes impulsive choices. In anger, he forgets his original vision, his why. Without memory of purpose, intellect collapses. Reckless scaling, wrong partnerships, toxic culture, and soon collapse. Not because of the market, but because of the mind.
It's like watching a domino fall, one after another.
Yes, the Gita is showing us a warning system. Collapse doesn't begin with the final act, it begins with the first thought left unchecked.
And this isn't just business. Even in politics, even in personal relationships, the pattern is the same.
Exactly. History is full of leaders destroyed not by lack of intelligence, but by unmanaged desire. They lost vigilance over their contemplations, and the rest followed inevitably.
So, what's the alternative? How does a leader break this chain?
The answer is hidden in the opposite movement. Instead of contemplation on sense objects, dwell on vision, values, and the higher self. Instead of attachment, cultivate detachment. Instead of restless desire, awaken inner fulfillment. Then anger doesn't arise, memory stays clear, intellect sharp, and wisdom steady.
So, Krishna is showing us both sides. Unawareness turns thought into collapse. Awareness turns thought into wisdom. Let's turn to verse 64. It says, "But one who is free from attachment and aversion, and who moves among sense objects with senses under control, such a person with self-mastery attains serenity."
Jessica, here Krishna shows us the antidote to the downfall he described in the earlier verses. In verse 62 and 63, he mapped how desire leads to anger, delusion, and destruction. But in verse 64, he flips it. He says, liberation is possible if one lives free of attachment and aversion.
So it's not about running away from life, but about transforming how we relate to it?
Exactly. Suppression is false freedom. If you hate something, you are still bound to it. Real freedom means neutrality. Whether pleasure or pain comes, you remain centered. Krishna says, live amidst sense objects, but don't let them dictate your inner state.
That feels so powerful, like the lotus living in water yet untouched by it.
Yes. Osho explains it this way. Bondage is not in the object, it is in our attraction and our aversion. When you rise above both, your senses naturally come under the self's guidance. Then what happens? A serene clarity arises, like a still lake reflecting the sky without distortion.
So prasada is not outer success or pleasure. It's that deep serenity which comes when nothing shakes you.
Yes, it's not suppression, it's transcendence. And that serenity becomes the ground for wisdom to blossom.
So if we bring this into leadership today, what does it look like?
For leaders, verse 64 is about leading without bias. Many leaders fall into attachment to profit, prestige, or favorites, or aversion to criticism, resistance, or certain people. Both cloud judgment, both enslave. But a leader who rises above likes and dislikes can engage fully in markets, in crises, in team challenges without losing clarity.
So Krishna's message is timeless. Don't escape life and don't be enslaved by it. Rise above bias, anchor in self-mastery, and leadership becomes serene, clear, unshakable. Let's listen to the next verse. Verse 65. When the mind is serene, all sorrows disappear. For one with a tranquil heart, the intellect quickly becomes steady.
Jessica, Krishna is showing the other side of the spiral here. In verses 62 and 63, he explained how restlessness leads to ruin. But in verse 65, he reveals the secret. When serenity blossoms, suffering dissolves on its own.
So, prasada isn't just a temple offering, it's an inner state.
Exactly. Osho says prasada is the fragrance of a balanced heart. It's the coolness that comes when the storm of likes and dislikes is gone. In that serenity, all sorrows lose their grip and wisdom shines clearly.
Almost like when a muddy lake settles, and suddenly you can see the bottom clearly.
Yes, perfect image. When the mud of desire and aversion stops being stirred, the water clears. Then the buddhi, the intellect, can stand firm, steady, unshaken.
So the real medicine for sorrow isn't running from life. It's finding that inner calm.
Yes, Krishna is saying, clarity is born not in agitation but in serenity. When the heart is cool, the mind heals itself. That's the power of prasada.
How does this speak to leadership today?
Think of it this way. Leaders often believe stress sharpens them. But in reality, agitation clouds judgment. A leader in serene, centered, naturally inspires trust. Their calmness spreads like fragrance through the team, dissolving anxiety.
So serenity isn't passive. It's actually what makes wisdom firm.
Exactly. So, when the leader's heart is restless, even the smartest intellect collapses. But when the heart is serene, wisdom stabilizes, decisions become clear, and the team feels safe. True resilience comes not from force or pressure, but from calm clarity under pressure.
So Krishna's message is timeless. When the heart is serene, sorrow disappears, wisdom steadies, and leadership becomes unshakable. Don't chase clarity through stress. Find serenity, and clarity will find you. In leadership, as in life, calmness is not weakness. It is the foundation of strength. Let's hear the last verse for today. Verse 66 says, "For the unsteady there is no wisdom. For the unsteady there is no contemplation. Without contemplation there is no peace. And without peace, how can there be happiness?"
Jessica, this verse is like a summary of the entire sequence Krishna has been building. He is showing us a clear chain. Without steadiness of mind, no wisdom. Without wisdom, no contemplation, no alignment. Without alignment, no peace. And without peace, happiness is impossible.
So happiness is not a goal to chase. It's the last link in this chain.
Yes, happiness is not something you create, it is what remains when peace is there. Peace is the bridge. The restless person may run after pleasures, but they will never taste true joy because agitation keeps breaking the link.
almost like someone shaking a glass of water. They can't see their reflection clearly until it becomes still.
Exactly. Krishna is telling us wisdom, contemplation, peace, and joy are not separate achievements. They are steps of one natural process. Break the chain at any point. The rest collapses.
So, if we bring this into leadership, what does this verse whisper to today's leaders?
It says, without inner steadiness, no leader can succeed sustainably. A leader without anchoring, ayukta, loses wisdom. Decisions become reactive, not reflective. Without reflection, there is no clarity, only firefighting. Without clarity, peace disappears, and with it, the team's trust. And without peace, happiness and progress vanish.
That's so real. We've seen leaders with sharp intelligence but no peace. They burn out themselves and their teams.
Yes, intelligence without serenity becomes destructive. But when a leader is anchored in values, in vision, their mind is steady. That steadiness creates peace, and from peace, both joy and clarity arise.
So, Krishna's timeless reminder is don't chase happiness directly. Anchor yourself, steady your mind, find peace. And happiness will follow as naturally as fragrance from a flower. So today, episode 29 gave us Krishna's full chain, from the downfall of desire and anger, to the serenity of self-mastery, to the wisdom of peace. May we, as leaders and seekers, learn not just to fight the battlefield outside, but to master the battlefield within. And if you need more clarity, check out our exclusive GPT companion link in the description. BYB Interactive. It's your space to interact, explore more insights from the Gita, or just continue the conversation at your own pace. Until next time, stay steady, stay serene,